Hey, Cam, mind sending me over our new Wi-Fi password?
Oh, sorry, Mitch, you can't be trusted.
What?
It's your phone. It's different than mine.
Cam! And I thought I was a judgy one.
No, it's just messages between different devices aren't encrypted.
Okay. Since when do you know about encryption?
I know what encryption is, and it's because I'm the last line of defense against any would-be Wi-Fi thieves.
Cam, come on.
Okay, fine. I'll send it somewhere more private.
Thank you.
Safely send messages between different devices. On WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Coming up on this episode of DL Weekly, D23 is coming this weekend. We have a look at the merch. New villains have been teased for Oogie Boogie Bash.
The Happiest Tour returns. A new dining experience is coming for the fall. We talk about our predictions for D23 and more. DL Weekly starts now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard the DL Weekly podcast. Please, lower your head and watch your step while boarding. If this is your first time listening, we hope you'll check out our website at DLWeekly.net. If you have more time to spend, becoming an official weekly tier at DLWeekly.net/support is an especially good value. Thanks for traveling with us today, and we hope you have a happy and memorable listen to this week's episode.
Hello and welcome to this episode of DL Weekly for the week of August 7th, 2024. I'm Teresa Urban.
And I'm Tag Bushman. We would like to thank everyone who supports the show. This week, we'd like to give a special shout out to Kim S. for becoming a new weekly tier, and for Claire G, Corrine G, and Kristen M for continuing to support us. If you would like to help support the show, get lots of fun perks, access to our Discord chat, and ad-free versions of each episode, head on over to DLWeekly.net/support and become an official weekly tier.
Now let's get to the news.
Extra, extra, read all about it. DL Weekly reports from intrepid correspondents Tag and Teresa. You heard it here first, ladies and gents. Breaking news!
D23 is this weekend, and there are some fun items that have been previewed. There will be a logo play collection, which features park iconography, Haunted Mansion 55th Anniversary Collection, 5 vinyl character set, Disney designer dolls Midnight Masquerade, new Star Wars clothing and collectible, like a limited edition Starspeeder 3000, and oh, so much more. If you aren't able to attend in person, there are also some things launching on DisneyStore.com August 12th at 8 a.m. Disneyland time.
Yeah, so they have some of these, they look like sort of like Funko Pop-esque things, but they're from
like
Disney.
little vinyl figures.
Yeah, which they're cute. I like them. There's this new iconography stuff that looks really, this dress looks really cool.
And that button up, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
They look really
Haunted
nice.
Mansion 55th.
Yes, there's also, like, in the iconography set, there's this really cute tea set. It made me think of one of our weekly tier friends, Deanne, because it has a Tinkerbell tea infuser. So it's just adorable. But, like, crazy amounts of stuff.
Oh, I do
so
like that.
these things are all releasing at D23. Some of these may be exclusive, but a lot of them, like we mentioned, are actually going to be coming to the parks and coming to Shop Disney, aka not Shop Disney anymore. What is it? It is DisneyStore.com. Shop Disney thankfully still works because that's how I remember it. So that's when I go visit the store, the online shopping, it's definitely Shop Disney.
I've never wanted a varsity jacket, but this Ichabod, Adventures of Ichabod one is pretty dang cool.
So it's the Ichabod and Mr. Toad's 75th Anniversary Collection, which has a set of ears. There's a lounge fly. I know, figurines.
A light-up figure
Did
set.
you see this pocket watch?
Actually, I only clicked on the Disney Parks blog page or D23 page. I did not actually look at this.
There's a lot. There's a ton.
Wow. Is that Gaston?
That's Gaston. The designer dolls collection, beautiful. If like that's, I mean, come on.
There's some cool stuff in
This
here.
is interesting. There's also these things called Disney Lacers, which these are these mystery vinyl figures, but it's a shoe, and it's like themed to either like a film or a character, or maybe like a set of characters like princesses or villains. They're these tiny little collectible shoes. I think that's so fun and interesting and unique, really. What do you think of this Star Wars backpack?
Not for me.
Oh, okay. Never
Not
mind.
for me.
Never mind.
I do like this shirt that has like the little lighting kind of design going down the arms
Yeah.
that would normally be.
Do you know what that is? Oh, that's a Spirit jersey.
Yeah.
That's a Spirit jersey that you just said you liked there.
I said I like the design. I've liked lots of Spirit jerseys design. That does not mean I'm going to buy. Oh my goodness.
There's a Maleficent backpack. I'm in love with the Maleficent ears. I'm going to call them the Murphy ears. Rest in peace, Murphy. But I love them.
There's a lot of stuff coming. Ooh.
I know.
Mary Poppins
There's
ears.
also a Mary Poppins 60th anniversary collection that is releasing, and man, the ears practically perfect in
What
every
is
way.
Madame Leota figure. Ooh. I didn't look at this, so I'm seeing all this for the first time.
Tons
so
and
you're
tons
getting
and
my
tons of
like
cool
initial
stuff.
crazy reaction, people.
Did you see the inside of the Star Speeder?
No,
Come
I
on.
didn't get to that point. Is that where it was further down?
Further down. Keep
I haven't
going,
gotten
Ted.
there yet.
Keep
I'm
going.
trying to. I'm sharing the screen for our supporters, so
Oh.
supporters get to see a stream, and I share the screen on. And I don't want to go too fast. I didn't know
There's
it opened.
so many good things.
Oh, that's really.
I'm
cool.
having a hard time. So, still D23 related. They released the Expo app, which includes, or they updated the app to include all of the Expo things. So it includes like what the show floor is. So you finally have our map. I'm so excited so we can start planning stuff out. The thing I was really happy to see, I don't know if you noticed this or if you looked at the map yet, Tag, but
I have not been in the app.
all of the stages are in the main building. The thing
Oh, I
that's
did
like
see
on the
that.
second floor further away is shopping, which is perfect because when you're trying to stack up your panels, you don't have to worry about one running to and fro from that shopping area. But do you know what that's in that shopping area? I'm so distracted right now.
Yes, you are.
But do you know what? There is Pixar mini golf over in that little area. That is happening. I don't know how, when, but it's going to happen. We need to go play some Pixar mini golf.
I will also share that we did not get anywhere close to the amount
No.
of things we wanted to get for the expo for our reservations. Just-
Really, we got one a day. So the reservation that I got is Directing Disney, which is happening on Saturday at my favorite stage, the Walt Disney Archive stage. And then you ended up getting 2 reservations.
The premiere stage, which I was reading the fine print of the email today, they want you there 45 minutes before the thing.
Yeah.
So that when we had put those things together, it wouldn't have been doable anyway. So I got the Bringing the Worlds of Disney Animation to Life in Disney Parks on the 9th, and I got the ILM Stagecraft on the 11th.
We're going to have to figure something out for the ILM Stagecraft one because it happens to be during the Richard Sherman Jolly Holiday panel.
Which we don't have access to.
No, we don't have a reservation for. Yeah, we still have standby. I think what happened, this is just me talking as someone that was looking at what other people were saying online and in our chat. A lot of people got 1, maybe 2 tops reservations. Very few people got 3. So I think they were very, very light on reservations, and I think standby is going to be kind of more how you see these panels, because I'm thinking last year and the year before when we got to do reservations, different systems, we had a ton more reservations.
We did.
Basically every panel we went to, we had a reservation to. I don't think we did standby for anything. So this is going to be a very different year. So we'll kind of have to see how the flow goes as far as that is. But so for me, I think I need to reevaluate panels, because now it's not just, do I want to try and put in for a reservation for this? It's, do I want to
Spend time waiting in line.
do I want to spend time in standby or not? So we'll have to
Well,
plan our
Friday
attack.
wasn't too busy of a day for us to begin with, so maybe we stand in line for like something and see like what is the process, how long does it actually take versus how long
well,
do they think it's going to take.
I'm standing in line for the Lorcana one for sure.
Well,
and the Miss Piggy one's on Friday. We could do that one maybe first.
Okay.
'Cause that
I
one's
know
midday.
that I want to stand for the Spectaculars one.
Yep.
But that's Sunday.
So we should be pros by then.
I hope so. We'll see. Well, the Disney Parks social media team teased 2 new villains coming to Oogie Boogie Bash. The teaser showed a baby carriage, which I didn't catch the first time I saw it, but it is like rolling away in the beginning. then a vase that seems to show Hercules-like artwork, then a control panel that pans to a chair with a lab coat. Online folks are thinking that this may be Hades and Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. I would never have guessed Doofenshmirtz. I don't even know who that is. I've never watched Phineas and Ferb.
I also have not seen Phineas and Ferb. I think maybe I might have to download some to watch on the plane while we travel, because I'm curious, because Phineas and Ferb has quite the following, so I really want to know. But the other thing, too, was there was this little, like, detective hat that kind of pops up behind the control panel, which I think the little detective hat is reminiscent of Perry the platypus from Phineas and Ferb, because at first I wasn't seeing what that might be. I watched these over and over and over again, but the detective hat poking up on the other side, I think, is the cincher for that one.
Sure.
Some people were thinking online that because of the lab coats, like, oh, is it Yzma and Kronk? Because, right, they wear the lab coats to go down
That's
to
true.
the lab pool to have a Kronk.
So what's with this, like...
So Hercules is like baby Hercules is poisoned, or is trying... Hades tries to turn baby Hercules mortal, and, like, they steal him.
Okay.
So that's where the baby carriage would tie in.
I will tell you, I have seen Hades in various things. Not a big draw for me. I have no idea who Dr. Doofenshmirtz is. Not a big draw for me. So this year, not very exciting for me.
So
Last year was.
The thing I think, because a lot of people, I thought this too, a lot of people are like, but isn't Hades in the Frightfully Fun Parade? Yes, Hades is in the Frightfully Fun Parade. However, back for, Villains Night, that party that they had, was that 2021 that they ended up having that, I believe?
I think so.
But for Villains Night, Hades came and he was a face character. So there was there was interactions with him. So I think Hades is a super fun character. I think as a face character, he'd be really cool. Think of, like, Ernesto de la Cruz's lovely makeup.
Yeah.
If they're able to do that level with a Hades face character, that could be cool.
Yeah.
I definitely do think it's Hades, because the other thing that they shared this week, too, is the magic key holder gift for those that go to Oogie Boogie Bash is a Hades patch. So why would he be featured on a patch if he's not?
Now, do you
be
think they're
trail?
keeping people from last year? Like, are they keeping Judge Doom? Are they keeping... What was the other new one last year? Judge Doom and... Not that it matters, because we're not going this year, so it really doesn't matter for us.
Yeah, for you.
For you, what does that mean? Are you going?
No, it doesn't make
Teresa
I'm gonna live vicarious through everyone that goes and shares their photos with me, so that I can pretend that I'm there. I'm really sad. I hope they're not getting rid of Madam Mim. I'm trying to think where you could place these characters that would make sense, because, like, Sid's been there since day one, so I would almost think, as much as I love Sid, I could see maybe him being replaced. And then it's the
people love
villain.
Sid.
Yes, and it's the villain from Big Hero 6. I don't think he was quite a hit last year. It made total sense with the new themed San Francisco area, but I could see maybe him not being here again this year. I feel like Dr. Doom or Judge Doom would still be there.
That was such
I can't see Ernesto
highly
leaving.
themed area that I feel like they wouldn't just do it for 1 year.
It was so good. So I guess my guesses as to who we swap out would be Sid, just solely, not because he's not good, just solely because he's been there for forever. Cruella's also been there since day one too, hasn't she? So I would think Cruella and Sid might go, and I think maybe the villain from Big Hero 6, that his name escapes me right now.
Yeah.
Those are my guesses. We'll see. We will see. Well, with Oogie Boogie Bash only a few weeks away, some new merch has been unveiled for the event. A mini Winifred Sanderson sipper will be on sale at the Hollywood Lounge, and the 2024 Oogie Boogie Bash collection featuring a t-shirt, hoodie, ear headband, and more. The collection is available at Elias & Co., Gone Hollywood, and the Merchandise Marketplace.
I love this Hocus Pocus
the sipper is so good.
But then also, I thought the dark kind of shirt for this year's Oogie Boogie Bash looked really good. There's also a lounge fly and ears, of course.
I love the ears. I don't know what it is specifically about the ears, but I really like these ears. I like them much better. Last year was Oogie Boogie's dice, and not my thing, but this one, it's got the like greens and the blacks, so you've got like the eeriness of the Oogie Boogie Bash, silhouettes of different villains. The bow reminds me of like the bats that are coming out of Carthay Circle. I think it's really, really well done.
What is that, Jafar and the Evil Queen?
Yes, looks like Jafar and the Evil Queen.
Huh.
Dr. Facilier's on the shirt. Maleficent's on the shirt. I also enjoy the Oogie Boogie Bash sweatshirt since it looks like your Oogie Boogie, complete with seams bursting with bugs.
Didn't they have a similar one last year?
Yeah, was it?
Because I thought I remember Ordinary Adventures wearing it.
I don't remember if it was a sweatshirt or a Spirit jersey, but yeah, there was something similar.
I think it was a hoodie because I remember. It could have. I don't know. It's so hard to tell the difference between the two.
So much good merch.
Well, the Happiest Haunts Tour has returned for 2024. The tour is a 2-hour walking tour around Disneyland, offering a history of Halloween and Halloween tales as it pertains to Disney. Lightning Lane access to an attraction, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, Haunted Mansion Holiday, probably? I mean, it just seems like the only thing that matches for it.
Yeah.
Reserve viewing for Halloween Screams, the fireworks show, a photo op for the hitchhiking ghosts, and a collectible pin and trading card set. The tour is $120 per person and can be reserved 60 days in advance. I'm excited about this pin and the trading cards.
One of these days we will have to do the Happiest Haunts Tour, if only just so that we can be like right up close and personal with the hitchhiking ghosts. I think that is such a cool thing. We've had a few weekly tiers that have gone on this tour. It looks so fun. If you love Halloween, if you love Halloween time at the parks, at the resort, this is a win-win. I really enjoy the logo or the graphic that they've come up with for the tour for this year. That's probably what the pin design's going to be. I feel like that guy needs to have a name. The let me out of here guy from the Haunted Mansion. He should have a name. I don't know.
You know what we should start doing? When we have a trip, every trip or maybe every other trip, we should book a tour.
There's so many good ones that they offer.
That's what I'm saying is like, if we do it like every other trip, we have a tour, and then we'll be able to talk about the tours.
There you go.
They are sometimes a little pricey, although this one, 120, I don't think is too bad. Do you?
I don't remember what, like...
I thought there was one that was more expensive than that previously.
Yeah, I don't remember because there's the horticulture tour, there's the train tour.
I would love to take the horticulture tour.
And we did the holiday time tour. That was really fun, doing the holiday time tour.
Well, I would prioritize the Walt one because apartment.
The Waltz, Walk-in Walt's Footsteps tour.
But the train one gets us on the Lilybell. See, two of the things that are on our bucket list are two different tour things.
It's very, very true. Well, a new dining experience is coming to Storytellers Cafe in the fall. Mickey's Autumn Adventures is coming to the location starting on September 3rd. Characters will be dressed in new fall attire for breakfast and brunch.
I like their fall outfits here a lot. Yes. And I will tell you, if this brunch is this like a buffet? It is a buffet.
It is.
This is where I had too much food. This
is where you ate too much, yes.
But I like their costumes.
Surprise it's not burned in your brain. The breakfast buffet includes croissants, danishes, muffins, fruit, Mickey waffles, banana, Foster, French toast, yum, hand-carved meats, made-to-order omelets, and more, as well as Mickey waffles.
Ooh. Oh, Mickey waffles are always great.
Carnitas chilaquiles as well.
I do see something on this photo that looks like it's some type of breakfast potato, which is getting me questionable. We know my history with the breakfast potatoes.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, I mean, I think that'd be like a fun little brunch thing to go do, and the characters in their brunch fall attire. I like it. I like it.
It looks really festive.
One of our favorite eateries in downtown Disney has two locations for a limited time. Earl of Sandwich is now open at the temporary food truck near Star Wars Trading Post. The previous location near the Esplanade is still open for now.
This, I don't know why, but this was very exciting to me just because the food truck trailer setup has been seemingly ready to go for so long. It's been in... Well, it's probably the spring when they started and when it was kind of looking like any day now they could be moving over there, and it's just kind of been put on this pause for quite some time. So we've been watching this trailer and this shift, waiting for it to happen for quite some time. So very oddly, I was so excited that it's happened, just because we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. So I think to mark the occasion, maybe we should go eat not at the
main one,
but at the temporary location.
The only thing I'm concerned about is there is less seating at this location.
There is
than the other
less
one.
seating, but I'm wondering how much foot traffic, because it's kind of off the beaten path. It's
But
not
what happens
right
when
next.
the other one closes?
It's not right next to where the parks are at. So the temporary location, for those of you that may not remember, it's down by the Star Wars Trading Post, actually. So it's on the opposite end of downtown Disney from the Esplanade and the two park entrances.
Yeah, it's between the old ESPN zone and what used to be the Rainforest Cafe building, which is now the Star Wars Trading Post.
But they do have tables and chairs, as well as some umbrellas for shade set up. It looks like a really nice area.
Yeah. I'm okay with them having multiple locations in downtown Disney. It's a great place to eat.
There's nothing wrong with more Earl of Sandwich. Nothing wrong with that.
Earl of Sandwich.
Well, now that the Haunted Mansion is open for virtual queue guests, there are some new additions and changes spotted this year to the attraction. One that changes every year, of course, is the Gingerbread House and the ballroom scene. This year, it is Dr. Finkelstein's house that is trying on different gingerbread heads for the gingerbread body on the house, which is kind of part of, it's like he's on the slab, but it's like the roof of the house. It's very cool. The Mark Davis bat in cage has returned, but this year it's in the hallway with the breathing doors right before the man-eating wreath. 2 new Jack-in-the-Box figurines at the end of the attic, where the bride's usually at. And finally, the ghost who follows you home in the mirrors at the ends, of course, are now projections, but they're done so well you can hardly tell.
Yeah, I honestly could not tell they did anything with that ending ghost follow you home until you see it materialize at the beginning. By the way, Ken Potrock shared some construction photos from the Gingerbread House that are linked in our show notes on the Mice Chat article, and it's fun to see a fully lit room and see it from this different angle.
And there's so many details here that I've never noticed.
I didn't notice,
Did you notice the different, the wine goblets set out for the Halloween time are themed? There's a mummy one that looks like a little ghost one. I've never have I noticed that from my Doom buggy. Same thing with the birthday girl's cake is themed and ties in with the Gingerbread House. The details.
Yeah, I mean, they work hard to do these details. I think the Gingerbread House this year is really cool.
Yeah.
There were some complaints online that it's hard to see because there's so much detail it's hard to see as you're going past it or whatever.
You just gotta hope that they pause your Doom buggy right at the perfect spot there.
And I think last week I said that this wasn't anywhere in the mansion, and it is the bat in a cage
It
deal.
absolutely warms my heart, because the place the place that it had originally materialized, and it was only there for a couple of days, was the endless hallway. So it's the hallway that you're looking down. And it looks like it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. Right now, during the holidays, Zero's floating there. Otherwise, there's a candelabra that's usually floating there. It was next to the chair.
Yep.
The armchair there.
For a week.
We kept watching, looking for it in that spot when people said, oh, it's back, it's back. No, it's not there. It's in the next area, which is past the let me out of here room. I need to give the guy, Ned, we'll call him Ned, past Ned's room, and it's on the right. It's kind of dim, so you have to know where to look. It's on the right-hand side. The thing that absolutely warms my heart,
did you see the tags?
Yes, is there's 2 tags on this. So there's a tag on the bat that says to Grandpa Mark, and then
which is Mark Davis,
who was the one who designed the vampire bat in the cage. And then underneath it looks like a doll box, but it looks like a little coffin doll box.
It says for Alice.
It says for Alice,
which
which
is
of
his
course,
wife.
Yep, Mark and Alice Davis. That just amazing, absolutely amazing. I love that they put these tributes in there.
Well, and then they, of course, have the Candleman still from last time, this new pop-up thing with Jack's head and whatever. And I had seen a rumor online that this is supposed to look like Krusty Krab and
Oh, yeah, no. So if you look at the clowns depicted on the Jack-in-the-Box, one looks like Krusty the Clown, reminiscent of Krusty the Clown, of course, from The Simpsons. But the other one's reminiscent of the Nightmare Clown from Inside Out 1.
Yeah.
Thank you. From Inside Out.
Because I was like, that doesn't sound right. Krusty. Oh, it is Krusty, but it's Krusty the Clown, not Krusty Krab. Because is Krusty Krab in SpongeBob.
Yes, Jangles is the clown from Inside Out. That's in one of Riley's nightmares.
Yeah.
Jangles the clown.
Well,
you know what?
yeah.
After like really looking at those, it's like, oh, I see it. I totally see it.
Yeah. But there's no confirmation that that's what it is, but people have definitely done that.
Yeah, it definitely gives that feel.
Yeah. Well, another new Tiki Mug is coming to Trader Sam's. The Skipper's Adventure Mug will release on August 8th and can be purchased through mobile order on the Disneyland app starting at 6 a.m. Disneyland time. The mug is themed to the Jungle Cruise. The artist Muki Sato will be signing the mugs on August 8th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
So this is happening on D23 Day at the park. I don't think it's one of the official events, but I don't know. I haven't shown the mug yet to Vern, but this might need to come home with us because it is themed to the backside of water and it's themed to the Jungle Cruise. We might need this.
If you can get it.
If we can get it, we might need this. It's so cute. It's so well done. There's piranhas on there. There's, of course, a Jungle Cruise boat. I think I saw a hippo and an elephant. There's a snake hissing in the tree. So well done. So well done. I love the colors on it. It's kind of like a tan with almost a teal green color. Love it. Love it.
When we were there, they didn't have this.
They updated those.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the memory refreshers at Bing Bongs, they updated. They added 2 new, I think at least 2 new. They added some of the new emotions are included now. So I'm going to have to think about it. I'm going to have to show Vern and get his input and see if this needs to be added to our collection. The Tiki Mug, that is, not the memory refresher from Bing Bongs.
Sure.
Welcome to another round of Boardroom or Miro Board. Today we talk retrospectives with Agile coach Maria. Let's go. First question. You've spent 2 hours in a team retro, but the only input you've heard is Dave's. Boardroom or Miro Board?
Boardroom. In Miro, Dave can't hog the space because everyone can add thoughts anonymously, online, at the same time.
Correct. Next. You need the team to act on feedback fast, so you turn all those retro notes into Jira tasks instantly.
Miro all the way. And I can assign those tasks to teammates.
You're nailing this. Now, you see hundreds of sticky notes from the retro. A real mess. But you organize them into 5 themes in just seconds.
Miro, I basically get back an entire hour when I use its AI tools for clustering.
And she's done it.
Join over 60 million people running actually enjoyable and actionable retros in Miro. Get your first 3 boards free at Miro.com. That's Miro.com.
We have to get the snacks for Tag and Teresa and James and Bern. Oh, and Cinderella. Time for SnackChat.
Well, for this week's SnackChat, we are finishing up in New Orleans Square, and we're heading over, checking out the Mint and Julep Bar, and then shortly after, we're also going to talk about Harbour Galley, since they are both just kind of quick service areas, both have short, smaller menus, so we figured we'd cover both of them this week. So let's start with the Mint Julep Bar.
So the Mint Julep Bar, I think one of the things it's known for the most, other than having mint juleps, is that they have a lot of seasonal offerings. So as we were recording this, the seasonal offerings that they have is a mango and peach mint julep, also a peach Mickey-shaped beignets, a 6-pack or a 3-pack. This sounds good. I don't know if we reported on peach ones.
We didn't try the peach ones.
And peach cream dipping sauce also sounds pretty good. What else do they have?
They just have good old-fashioned mint juleps, which, of course, is tied in with New Orleans. So basically every restaurant in
non-alcoholic
New Orleans Square offers the mint juleps, but it's a refreshing mint drink with a hint of lime, and also just traditional Mickey-shaped beignets that come in a 3-pack or a 6-pack.
I was thinking that this peach cream...
We're going to have to try this.
Yeah, if it's still there when we're there later this week. Hopefully.
Yum.
Great place. They've done a really good job after the Tiana's Palace redo, that they have a nice standby line there now, so you don't have to worry about the line snaking back towards the bathroom and everything like that. They've done a really nice job with that. It looks really nice. It's still a great place to mobile order for sure. So what about the Harbour Galley, which I want to point out, Harbour, Harbour Galley, Harbour, like Canadian.
Seasonal offerings here. Starting on August 8th, the Haunted Mansion 55th Anniversary Hatbox Ghost Sipper is coming back. So they had the Hatbox Ghost Sipper last year. However, this is a new and improved Hatbox Ghost. Apparently, he's got different little sayings, and they're different from what they were last year. Last year's...
He talks?
I don't think last year's talked either.
No, but I mean, he talks in general?
The Hatbox Ghost? He kind of like...
I thought he just cackles.
Yeah, he does. So the only thing that Sipper did last year was light up. This year, the 55th anniversary version also talks.
He's cool.
See, and I thought he was just super cool just lighting up.
We'll see what he says when he comes out. Anyway, back to Harbour Galley.
Oh, yes, back to Harbour Galley. So, seasonal offerings there. There's a watermelon cucumber cooler right now. Not sure how long that's been there, but they're kind of more known, I'd say, for their entrees and their desserts.
Well, the main entree that everybody knows about here is the lobster roll, which, for me, was fine. I had high hopes for it, but I've had better lobster rolls other places, so I know a lot of people really love it. Don't let my review taint you at all.
Well, and I've heard mixed things, too. I've heard that sometimes it's really good and sometimes it's not as good, so it might depend on what day...
Sure.
What time of day, who knows what.
But something that's always good, anywhere you can get it in the resort, to be honest, is a soup and a sourdough bread bowl. Mm-hmm. So they have clam chowder or corn chowder at the Harbour Galley.
The corn, I have not tried the clam, but the corn chowder, it's good. It's very, very good. Another thing that they have here that we have yet to try, but as soon as I read it, it's one of those, this sounds perfect on like a cool evening. But they have butternut squash soup, a rich butternut squash soup topped with pepita brittle, served also in a sourdough bread bowl. That just sounds so rich and creamy and warm. That would be so good on a cold night.
They also have a tuna salad sandwich, which I've never had. I've never seen anybody talk about, never seen anybody buy, because I think everybody's doing the red bread bowls or the lobster rolls.
Someone must be buying it, otherwise I feel like it would have moved its way off of the menu by now.
But the other thing is the chocolate chip cookies. There's a 6 and a 13 pack that last time we were there, the line had died down for this finally.
Yeah.
But they are pretty decent.
Oh, I forgot about that. There's a cookie butter whipped topping now that you can get with your chocolate chip cookies too.
Ooh, see, that would be really good.
And if you're going to do the chocolate chip cookies, the 6-pack right now is $6.79. The 13-pack, though, is $12.49. So get a little extra cookie for your $1 there. What do you think? Do you think we need to try the cookie butter whipped topping?
Oh, I'm always for cookie butter stuff. 100%. Well, this is the last time you'll hear us talk about this, because the next time you hear us, it'll be after this. We are having a meetup on Sunday, August 11th, which is the last day of the D23 Ultimate Fan Event, from 7 p.m. to close at the Lazy Dog Restaurant on 1623 West Catella in Orange, California. It's within walking distance of the Honda Center. There is free parking if you're driving yourself. It is free to attend. If you want food or drink, it is your responsibility. We will meet on the patio, and we will also be dual meeting up with former Imagineer Terry Harden's Terry's Tribe. So there'll be Terry's Tribe members there and weekly tiers. So if you want to come meet us in person and meet some other weekly tiers and meet some of Terry's Tribe and Terry Harden herself, great opportunity to do so. Once again, Sunday, August 11th, 7 to close, Lazy Dog Restaurant.
I also just want to add, too, that Tag and I, of course, will be at the D23 Ultimate Fan event Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all day. We'll be in the parks for D23 Day on Thursday, the 8th, as well as the Monday and Tuesday following the Expo, so the 12th and 13th. So if at any time you see us any of those places, please feel free to stop us to say hello quick. We do carry little fun official weekly tier buttons that the only way you can get one of those buttons is if you meet us in person. And if you've already met us in person and you have one of those buttons, if you're supporting and sporting that button while you're out at the parks or out at D23, instead of another button, I actually spent a lot of time making a lot of friendship bracelets, DLWeekly friendship bracelets specifically. I have 100 of those to give out. So if you already have your button, then come find us and we will give you one of the fun friendship bracelets. I was a real big nerd making these. Tag hasn't even seen them yet. There are ones that glow in the dark. There are ones
I saw the previous ones, but I didn't see the new ones.
There are ones that are in DLWeekly colors. There's ones that are rainbow, and then I got really fancy and made them in character colors. So I have Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Chippendale themed colored bracelets as well. I was having a ball with this. Like, too much fun was being had by an adult making these fun little friendship bracelets.
You love this type of stuff.
Because it's just fun. It's really fun to, like, spread some magic and spread some joy. And it's, yeah. If you're supporting your button and you come say hi, you'll get one of those fun friendship bracelets.
DL Weekly announces the boarding of the Trivia Express, non-stop star speeder service to the moon of Endor. All passengers, please prepare for immediate boarding.
Hello there. It's trivia time. Welcome to Trivia Land.
You seem a little hesitant to be here this week, so I'm not sure how we should feel.
I mean, I didn't do anything this week. I let the listeners do everything, so...
Okay. He always blames the listeners. And you know what? You weren't here for this last week, James, but I'm going to be the same way this week as I was last week. Vern said, how do we think we're going to do it? And I said, we're going to do great. We're going to get everything correct. We're amazing.
Spoiler alert, we did not get everything
You know what?
correct.
That didn't matter. We're going to go in, and we're going to have a positive attitude, and we're going to get it.
There you go.
This is the week. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1 comes from listener Michael F., who wants to know, when will the rededication time capsule in Disney California Adventure be opened?
Ooh.
Oh, gosh. Is it... How many years was it, do you think? Because it'll be February 9th of... It'll either be 31 or is it 25? If it's 25 years, it'll be 26.
But it's the rededication. So is this going off? Stay with me here.
Okay.
Is this going off when California Adventure originally opened in its original theme, or is this going off of when they kind of refreshed it? Because I don't remember when they refreshed it.
And I'm going to walk full force into this wall if it happens to be there, and I'm going to say February 9th, and I'm going to say, let's say, it's probably not 50, let's say 30 years? We'll say 30 years, so 2031. Why not? What are you going to say?
I was going to say like 50 or 75 years. So I'm going to say 2051.
2051?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. February 9th, same thing?
Sure, we'll go with February 9th.
Okay.
All right.
We're confidently incorrect, James. That's just how it's going to work.
Who said you're incorrect?
I don't know. One
we
of
won't
us
find
is.
that out until later.
That's true. We both can't be right.
We both can't be right.
At least one of you has bombed. So maybe you can redeem yourself on question number 2. This comes from listener Stacia S., who's gathered this intel from Disneyland's Hidden Mickey's 2020 edition book.
Oh, boy.
And the question is, how many hidden Mickeys are on Big Thunder Mountain? And, if you want to tell us what they are, that would be great, too.
I have no idea what they are. But how many are in Big Thunder, like around Big Thunder? I don't know. Let's say 13.
Oh, I was going... Okay, you're saying 13?
I'm confidently, incorrectly saying 13.
Confidently.
Oh.
You know, Teresa, if you say something confident enough, people will believe you, even if it's wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong with that.
So does that mean you're going with 13 as well, Teresa?
Nope, I'm not going to go with 13.
She is her own person and comes up with her own answers.
That's true.
My original was like way high, so I'm going to scale it back. We're going to say 25.
What was your original answer?
Like 50.
Wow.
Anything could be a hidden Mickey. They could be anywhere, Tag. Anywhere. There's only one that I can think of, by the way. So maybe 25 is a little high.
There could be a hidden Mickey in the room with us right now.
The like gears.
Okay, yep.
Like I said, there could be a hidden Mickey in the room with us right now.
There could.
I mean, there's probably lots of hidden Mickeys in the room with us right now, to be honest.
Nah, I've talked myself out of 25. I'm actually going to go down to like 7.
Down to 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow, from 50 to 25 to 7.
Scaled it way back.
Way back.
7 was my backup answer.
Was it really?
It was.
There you go.
Same page. Look at you two. All right,
Literally, she wrote it down on the same page.
Moving on to our... Oh, look at you.
Boy.
I told you, man, confidence just works.
It's coming through. Third question comes from listener Abby B., who is very excited to ask a tree-related question.
Ooh.
Hashtag Save Teresa's Trees.
Yep. So, the question. There is a large Morton Bay fig tree located near the entrance of Pirates of the Caribbean. It was donated by an oil company and actually has an oil pipe embedded in its roots that they were unable to remove when replanting it.
What?
That's not that important. What I want to know is what is leaning on the base of the tree as a nod to that pipe that's buried beneath it.
Oh, isn't there an anchor?
I don't even know what tree this is.
It's in the front. Like if you're standing and looking at the entrance, so like you're on the outside of the bridge looking into the
So you're standing basically right in front of the Riverville Terrace.
Yeah.
Right, looking at it.
Yeah.
Where is this tree?
It's right there. It's in between.
It's right there. Can't you see it?
It's so if you're coming down the bridge.
So is it planted on the not on the bridge,
down.
but on the down?
Yeah,
okay.
on the down. There's like a planter.
Okay, now
next
that you
to the
say
bridge.
this, I feel like okay, but you know what? I have never paid attention to this thing at all. So I will say an anchor because you sound confidently correct.
Well, it's either an anchor or it might be a cannon, but we're sticking with
what
anchor.
I want to know after this, James, is an oil company and there's like a pipe. Like what?
We're paying much closer attention to this tree next
So
week.
this could maybe help inspire you because this technically is a spoiler from Disneyland's Cultivating the Magic Tour.
Oh.
So put it on your list of tours to consider as you go to the park.
I mean,
100%.
the horticulture tour has been on our
Yeah, tons of gems, clearly.
Okay.
All right. Last question from listener Justin J. There is a cargo ship docked on top of Docking Bay 7 in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. 2 of its cargo containers are still attached to the top of the ship, while a third has already been lowered into the restaurant. What are the numbers that are on their containers?
77, 80, and 83. It's
That's
the
right,
3
yes.
years that the 3 original Star Wars movies came out.
That is a really fast and confident answer right there.
I'm telling you, confidence.
You're right. No, you're right though.
Now, if you were to ask me what year is in what position, I would have no idea, but I will tell you that it is 77, 80, and 83.
And Teresa's right on board with you on that one.
I am. I'm right on.
I'm surprised
Hopping
you
on
didn't
your
know that
cargo
off the
ship.
top of your head. Like
It was one of those. I'm like, dang it, they're significant, and then you just rattle it off. I'm like, yes, that is why they're significant. Like it's significant to Star Wars, but I didn't even have time to think. You were on it so fast.
confidence.
Good job.
I can't wait till we find out the answers and I walk right into a brick wall.
Yes. Let's move on to that discussion topic so we're just that much closer to finding out how well placed your confidence is.
Want to teach your kids financial literacy but not sure where to start? Greenlight can help. With Greenlight, parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and saving, while kids and teens use a card of their own to build money confidence. As a parent, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and more. It's a convenient way to run your household, customized to your family's needs, and the easy way to raise financially smart kids. Get started with Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/pod.
Welcome to another round of Drawing Board or Miro Board. Today we discuss technical diagramming with systems architect Maya. Let's go. First question. You've spent 10 hours slogging over a sequence diagram that should have taken 5. Drawing board or Miro board?
Drawing board. And if I'm being honest, Miro would probably cut that time down by half. You know, with its AI tools and ready-to-go templates.
Next, your diagrams become so bulky, it's more complex than the solar system. But all it takes is a few clicks and...
It's Miro. I've used those technical shape packs way too many times, and stuff is just digestible on its infinite online canvas.
Now, the final question. Everyone's brought in, but you have to make all these tasks all the way over in Jira. But wait, it's done. Is it...
Miro, easy with its two-way Jira sync. Easy to plot dependencies. Everyone always knows what's up.
And she's done it.
Join over 60 million people creating technical diagrams without workflow glitches. Get your first 3 boards for free at Miro.com. That's Miro.com.
Well, this week for our discussion topic with D23 coming up this week, we thought it would be fun. And there's another podcast I listen to that does something kind of like this. We're going to be a little more relaxed about it. They do scoring and all types of stuff, maybe in the future, but not this time. Where we're just going to kind of go back and forth and predict things that we think is going to be announced at the Expo. And then in a future discussion topic, we will talk about the results and if those things came to be or not. So... do you want to start, Teresa?
So I'm going to start by saying this is a weird expo for me because I think after the first expo we ever went to, 2019, was so fun and it felt so like fun-packed and so many amazing things were announced and talked about and discussed. Then 2020 happened, and so a lot of those things kind of got derailed or they got scaled back or they got pushed off, which is totally understandable. And then fast forward to the most recent expo, which was 2022. We had a lot. The parks panel is definitely my most anticipated. Obviously, this is a Disneyland specific podcast. We're very excited about what's happening with the park because of how they did last year, then also how Destination D23 went with their kind of mini parks panel. It's been a lot of blue sky kind of things, or they're talking a lot about things that we already know about or that are already in process. The one thing that I feel like they will talk about, since they got it approved and they can kind of start moving forward, is what's going on with Disneyland and the Disneyland Forward project. I feel like they're going to be able to unveil more about what Disneyland Forward entails now. I'm being very cautiously optimistic when it comes to my things, because of course I want them to tell me we're redoing Tomorrowland and we're doing all these big,
don't just start throwing things out there. But what is something that you think with Disneyland Forward that they will announce? Like what's a thing?
Well, one of the things that they've been hinting at heavily is they're going to give us more details about what's happening with Avatar and what the plan is for Avatar going forward.
So do you think we'll get a location?
I think we'll get a location, and we might get some artwork and sneak peeks and previews of what the location and the attractions and the experience itself is going to be. But I think we're going to hear more about the Avatar-themed area coming to Disneyland specifically.
Now, this is not necessarily what they're going to announce, but do you have a place that you think it will go? Or that you would like it to go?
There's a couple of things. I think it depends on what they're doing with it. Definitely DCA. I don't see it going in Disneyland at all. But the other difficult thing, too, is what is Disneyland Forward? What are we doing? How much more park and theme park space are we absorbing? Because then that kind of opens it up hugely, because I could pick from what I think now is just picking a place in current Disneyland or current DCA that I would say they're going to remove this and replace it with that. But with Disneyland Forward, it could be anything, because it could be not even in some place that's a park space as we know it. It could be in a current parking lot. So that's a hard one for me to say, because a lot of people are thinking that it's going to go in Hollywoodland, in DCA, which is where Monsters Inc. is. It is kind of a dead corner. 100% I agree. Something needs to happen there. I don't know if an Avatar-themed space makes sense right there, though.
Sure.
Then again, I also wasn't certain that an Avengers-themed space made sense at the end of the lovely theming of the roads there. Because we're like in old Hollywood to then, bam, be right at the Collector's Fortress and into like new modern Avengers campus.
It didn't stop them.
No, it didn't. So that's what I'm saying. It could go to Hollywoodland. I would like to see if we don't put an Avengers or if we don't put the Avatar space in Hollywoodland, I would like to see a refresh of that corner of DCA, because you've got the Hyperion Theater, which has been sitting empty. Please, 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 please announce some sort of show. I would love a show. I feel like that's low-hanging fruit for them to announce a show.
Don't go crazy. Sorry. Like we're going back and forth on little things. So I want to address something with Hollywoodland first. I had an epiphany the other night. So we recorded an early episode of the Hub Crawl this week, and we had Emily and Clayton on from the Make It Magical podcast. And Clayton and I loved to talk about Tomorrowland and how Tomorrowland needed a bunch of work, which was great. But Emily brought up a good point, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Do you know what DCA needs in general?
A lot. Go on.
DCA needs a Fantasyland. Not legit,
sure.
but a land that has a bunch of kids stuff.
Yeah, for kids, yeah.
Because DCA has like almost nothing.
They had that. It was called Bugs Land.
Yes, but I'm saying themed as well as Fantasyland is. Like really nice dark rides or something that's not just... I mean, we have Monsters, Inc.
They have them, but they're scattered. You've got Ariel's Undersea Adventure. You've got the Emotional Whirlwind. Goofy Sky School even kind of goes in there because it's in the vein of like Gadgets Go Coaster.
But I'm just looking for like more like little kid dark ride kind of situation.
Yeah,
they need more of that. And Hollywood Pictures Backlot would be a good spot for it. Now, I don't think that's what they're going to announce. I'm going to go out on a limb, and this is going to be my risky deal. Something with Tomorrowland. Now,
something.
So if I'm going to be cautious, they're going to announce what they're going to do to Autopia because they've already kind of talked about it. So why would they not talk about what that's going to be? Because that's going to happen according to them with their own timeline on the newspaper where they talked about this. New York Times, I think it was, or Los Angeles Times, some Southern California newspaper, and they said it's going to be 2025, 2026, something like that. Well, that'll be before the next Expo. So if I'm being super cautious, I'll say we're going to get details of what the Autopia situation is going to be. However, if I'm going to be wish casting, Tomorrowland gets a redo. Now, I don't know what that means. I would like it to be that they tear a lot of it down and build stuff, but I really think that what it's going to be is we're going to repaint some things again. We're going to maybe add 1 or 2 more attractions. My hope would be, and I know people don't want to hear this, my hope would be that they would tear down the People Mover tracks. Because one of the things that I get so sad about with Tomorrowland is, and I brought this up too with Philander. Philander's like, most people don't have a problem with Tomorrowland. You know, it's like the super fans that have a problem with Tomorrowland. But my problem is that there's so many things that remind me of the old Tomorrowland. Yeah. And if they could just get rid of those things and clean it up a little bit, do a little bit of housekeeping, it could be a lot better. So I'm hoping that they will announce something with Tomorrowland. But what could screw me up is if they announce Disneyland Forward stuff outside the berm.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to have that up and running to not lose capacity of Tomorrowland. But we already lost a ton of capacity on the west side, and they did that just fine. So why don't they get those things back up and then do Tomorrowland? That's what I'm thinking.
Tomorrowland's a hard one because I think everybody wants Tomorrowland news because it seems like it's had a lot of potential and a lot of opportunity. I think part of the problem with Tomorrowland, why nothing has happened, is I don't know if they necessarily have decided and come together on what to do to kind of try and bring that area back together. So I think that's difficult because it's a little fractured right now. You've got, I think the subs in Autopia, like the far that side,
it's a lot of land.
Is fine. Like how, like it's operational and it's fine how it is. It also like commingles and uses a lot of this, some of the same spots. So all that's fine. The thing that's tough is like towards the entrance of Tomorrowland because it's just a little fractured because Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters doesn't really fit here anymore. Star Tours, again, doesn't really fit here anymore. The thing that I think is the safest out of everything is Space Mountain.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to change with Space Mountain. But, like, again, you've got the launch bay, which is a giant space not being used. And then you've also got the little, like, lagoon area that's back.
By It's a Small World Mall.
Yeah, back. It's like the little lagoon area that's back by Small World Mall. Like, that's kind of a little dead pocket of the park, too. So I think you've got potential, but just what is it that you're doing? It feels like Tomorrowland is a pretty big project for them to tackle. I don't think that it's not going to happen, but it's just a matter of they haven't even been able to finish the entrance yet. We've been waiting for the entrance to be refreshed, and that's been years at this point. So Tomorrowland makes me a little sad. I'm trying not to get my hopes up about Tomorrowland because we were hoping for an announcement last Expo. There wasn't. There wasn't
They kept
one. I know.
weaving in
They did.
language that sounded like
They
it.
did.
Tomorrow, the future, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's
a
coming.
great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Yeah, they did. They wove it all in. But there's a lot of potential, I feel like, with Tomorrowland. Time will tell when Tomorrowland kind of gets some TLC. But as far as like park I think we're gonna park specifics kind of hard for me to figure out. I think it's going to be a little vague. I hate to say it, but I do think this will be the third Expo that we get to hear information about what the Avengers e-ticket attraction may or may not be, because they announced and talked about that in 2019. They changed it and talked about it again in 2022. So I'm thinking 2024 we're going to hear about the Avengers e-ticket attraction that still has yet to make way and become whatever it is that it's supposed to become. So I think that'll be interesting that this will be the third Expo talking about that specific thing. I'm just wondering if they're going to talk about entertainment in general, though, because it seems very strange that they pulled way back on that all of a sudden, specifically in Disneyland. So I'm hoping for more entertainment news. I do think we're going to hear a ton about cruises. A ton. Because they've got 2 new cruise ships.
You
on
are
the
going
horizon.
on like multiple picks again.
What do you mean multiple picks? There's
well,
only
you talked about the Avengers e-ticket. You talked about entertainment. Now you're talking about cruises. I'm
Yep.
like, that's like 3 different things, Teresa.
Yep. But yeah, cruise. Because I just don't think there's going to be too much Disneyland-specific announcements. Does that make sense?
Sure. I'll piggyback on you. I hope that they announce some type of show for the Hyperion, because that's been needed.
Yeah.
Hopefully a show for the Fantasyland Theater, because that's a needed thing.
Also an empty space.
You know what just popped in my head? It's not going to happen, but I'm going to wish whatever they're going to do at the end of Fantasmic.
Oh. Yep.
Because
That's a good call.
it'd be a great thing to mention.
That's a great. Yep. No. That's
What do you
good
think?
point.
You said cruise line. What do you think with the cruise line?
I think they're going to talk
Just more
about
details?
all the new ships. So the 3 new ships that are currently being created are the Disney Adventure, the Disney Treasure, and the Disney Destiny. Not to also forget that they announced that they're going to be partnering with the Oriental Land Company out of Japan and creating a Disney Cruise Line ship with them as well. So really there's 4 ships that are in the works.
Sure.
So I think we're going to hear a ton about Disney Cruise Line, because that's huge that they've got so many ships coming. And really, the Adventure, the Treasure, and the Destiny are kind of boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
They're really spitting them out or turning them over, or whatever you want to call it.
Churning them out.
There you go. They're really churning them out.
Yeah. I know that so obviously at the Expo they don't just talk about Disneyland, right? They talk about all the parks.
All the
so
experiences.
I think that they will announce something with the Beyond Big Thunder thing for Magic Kingdom.
Yes, and Dino Land.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
get
that
more
they'll
confirmation
I
on
think
that.
that they'll like tell you maybe possible opening dates for those things, like we plan on having this open in 2026 or something.
Yeah. So for me, I think Dino Land, I think the dinosaur attraction is going to be rethemed to Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I agree.
I do think that's, for me, that feels like it makes the most sense. And then the other thing that they were talking about is maybe doing some sort of something with the family Madrigal. So something.
Do you know what would be
with
really
Encanto
cool?
themed back there too.
It'd be really cool if they made an interactive house.
Ooh, like a magical house.
So the kids can like play around and run around and whatever, but it like does things. It's
Yeah.
interactive. They're big on the magic bands out there. Wouldn't it be cool if you could like do a thing and then like do your magic band and like the door is like
There you
customized
go.
to like your stuff? That would be really cool. And that would not be like an attraction, like a ride, but it would be a cool attraction, kind of like the Journey of Water situation
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
going in Epcot. That would
that's
be a
good
cool
thought.
thing that would be different and unique.
We totally skipped over this. This is definitely low-hanging fruit. We will definitely be hearing about Disneyland's 70th anniversary
Sure, yeah, because
and
that's
what
next
that's
year.
going to encompass. So the fireworks show that will be for that, if there's going to be a specific parade for that, how we forgot about Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebration. That's definitely
Yeah.
going to be unveiled.
I'm curious how big of a celebration it's going to be with 75 just 5 years away.
I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Because I think 75 should be I think 75 could be as big as the 50th for them.
Oh, 100%.
And then I feel old because I remember the 50th, the 75th is coming, and that's a 25-year difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're old. Yeah, so I think Disney World, it'll be that Beyond Big Thunder. I think that there'll be something like you said with Animal Kingdom. I don't think Hollywood Studios just got a bunch of stuff, so I think, there might be a re-theme to Rock and Roller Coaster, because they've talked about that for a long time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've talked about the Aerosmith thing is
I think the Muppets, if they did Mayhem,
that would be
Mayhem
cool.
would be so cool.
Yeah. And then
More
I'm trying to
Muppets.
think, I guess I don't know enough day-to-day to talk about anything with Paris
Yeah.
or Shanghai or Hong Kong.
It's hard because I feel like they just got a lot of new stuff in the overseas park. Maybe Paris will get some announcements because they didn't get as many new attractions, new lands, new experiences as the other parks did. So maybe it'll be Paris. Maybe Paris will get a lot of focus.
You know what Disneyland will get for the 70th? A drone show.
Ooh.
Because they have a drone show in Florida, like now. They have one in Paris.
Cool too.
So why would they not have one in Disneyland? I think the technology has matured enough now that they can do some really cool things with it.
Oh yeah. The only thing that I think would be hard with Disneyland is just space, because I don't know how much space you need to get all the drones ready, set, go.
You can put them on any of the roofs, though. I mean, they have other stuff that flies off the roofs. So that could be really cool. I wonder if, they'll announce a replacement to World of Color, because World of Color 1 would kind of have been running since the 100th anniversary. I don't know if the original World of Color will come back, or if they'll, add some scenes to the original World of Color or something. I'm not really sure.
Maybe, yeah.
Also, a new parade for DCA.
Yeah.
But that might be part of the 70th, is they might be new parades, new fireworks, you said.
Yeah, exactly. So outside of the parks and the experiences, what are maybe some other things you're thinking will be announced? Because, we've got the entertainment.
Oh, so you're talking about the non-parks panel stuff.
Also not, is there anything that you're thinking they might talk about outside of the parks?
Very vague. Very vague. Obviously, I think they'll announce their next, animated feature, whatever that's going to be. I think they'll announce it for Pixar and for Disney Animation. I think they'll announce whatever their new slate of Marvel movies will be, whatever that's going to be, because they had quite a long list, but they've reshuffled and deleted and moved things around. Same thing with Star Wars. I think that we'll get whatever. I hope they'll announce a firm return date for Andor, because they said that was supposed to be 2 seasons, and we haven't heard anything about it since it ended. So I'm curious about that. Yeah, what about you?
Nope, I was kind of thinking the same thing. We get a little... Because, those studios are just going to keep pumping stuff out, so we're just going to learn more about what it is they're going to pump out. What about live-action stuff? Because that's another thing that they've started doing kind of more regularly, more frequently. We know that there's a Lilo and Stitch live-action film that they're in the process of making. We'll probably hear more, see some sneak peeks and scenes from that. Same thing as the live-action Moana, still a thing. I feel like it is.
Moana 2, the preview looks really good.
Moana 2. My hope, this is me wishing, is that we don't get announcements of Frozen 71. To me, 3 is the top. I feel like more than 3 is too much. Does that make sense for
so
a
Toy
series?
Story 5 is a little too much?
Too far. We've gone too far with there's so many times that I felt like they've wrapped that entire story up beautifully nice in this little box, and it's good where it is, and then they bring another film. So, and they've done that to me several times, and I'm like, this was a really nice way to end it all. Oh, nope, the story still goes.
I think it's too soon for D23. But I definitely think there's another Inside Out coming because of how successful it's been.
I think so too.
Now, what that is...
And then that would be 3, so done.
Sure. Get her to adulthood and leave her alone, right?
Done. So I'm hoping that we get
they've been
originals.
Leaning into it a lot. I would not be surprised if they somehow... I know sequels or, whatever. Whether I want it or not, do you think they'll make a Big Hero 6 too? They've been pushing a lot of Big Hero 6 lately. San Francisco.
That's hard to say, because I feel like they realize that things are sometimes it takes a little while for them to realize how popular certain franchises or films or however you want to say it, IPs are. Same thing like with Coco. I feel like they've been sitting on this like thing that could be amazing in the parks, whether it's like more interactive entertainment or an attraction or something. It could be awesome, amazing, and beautiful, but they're doing shows, which I love. I love that we have the little Coco theme show for Dia de los Muertos at DCA during Halloween time. But yeah, I feel like that's something that they've just been kind of like, and they know that it's good. So it's sometimes even things that they know are good seem to still kind of like simmer in the background a little bit. Look at Tiana. Princess Tiana came to the screen how many years ago, and she's just now getting all sorts of love and representation in the parks. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I will always say that my strength with the Disney brand is the theme park, so it's hard for me to think of like what other things are they going to come out with. I know that there's a lot of stuff at the D23 Expo, like some meet and greets and stuff with Percy Jackson, which the first season of that was pretty good. Although I think it's going to be interesting just because like it's kind of like Harry Potter. The kids that were in season 1, like they've grown up a little bit since like they filmed and everything. And so like it'll be interesting to address that like as the seasons go, because like a couple of them, like their voices have changed and stuff. And I'm just like, these aren't the same. They are, but they're not the same people. It's kind of strange. Like you look at Harry Potter, you look at the first Harry Potter and you're like, they're babies. And you look at the last Harry Potter and you're like, they're adults. So it's kind of one of those situations. I'm not sure how that's going to work long term or how many seasons they're planning. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be really cool if they would announce some of the Vault Disney stuff coming to Disney Plus, like stuff that we like that's like older, like all the old Mickey Mouse Club or all the old specials that Walt Disney did, like the Disneyland show, like all of it would be really cool to have. One thing that I've learned through reading more information on different panels is it looks like there's a documentary that's going to be announced for a Goofy movie, which again, another one that is very underrated and has a very strong following and fan base. So that's not really a prediction because I kind of already figured that out. So like I'm hoping for more stuff like that. I think Disney Plus is such a great platform in the fact that yes, you can kind of put all of your classics that everyone loves and that is going to, that your big stuff, but it's also kind of like a fun playground that could be Disney's way of connecting with the fans more, to be able to do more things like the Imagineering story and all of these fun different behind the scenes things that they've been doing with various shows that have been coming out too. I think I want to hear more about that kind of stuff, the kind of not main where you're going to see it in the theater type things, if that makes sense. I love that they did like the Jim Henson documentary. That was incredible. If you haven't watched it yet, please pause the podcast and go do so. And just the Howard documentary, there's so many cool things that they use Disney Plus for, and I want them to continue to do that and expand upon that. Behind the attraction.
Well, the thing with like those type of shows, they're not really that expensive to produce, like in this grand scheme of things. So that would be really,
Prop Culture, that was amazing.
Yeah, all those shows that did that stuff behind the attraction, Prop Culture, all the stuff you mentioned, like that would be really cool. Anything with the archives, like some of their archive stuff, they have like a treasure trove of content that they could be churning out of this department in their company that they're just not doing. And I understand that like the general populace probably doesn't care that much, but the fans that do care really love it. So
now you just got me thinking, do you think we're going to hear about, I think we'll get more dates for the Disney 100 exhibit if it's going to continue traveling, where it's going, when it's going there. Do you think they're going to announce any sort of other exhibit? Because it seems like the archives has been putting together more exhibits outside of D23, outside of just the collections that they have shown at the archives. Do you think we're going to find out another, maybe it's going to one of the local museums there, but another, I feel like maybe another archives exhibit.
I don't know what I don't know of like a new one, but it would not surprise me if they took the vehicle thing that they're going to have at the expo and they traveled with that. Because think about how much effort they probably went to like
restore,
get these things restored and ready. Why would you not then take that around? And it kind of hits a different demographic of Disney fan than the people who went to see the costumes or went to see the Disney 100. Because, like, you might get people that, like, really like cars.
That's true.
Or they just really like movie history. And so seeing these large props that, like, when else are you going to see Cruella de Vil's car or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to see those things very often. So having that kind of move around, plus takes up a lot of space for the archives. If they can have it out and moving around instead of sitting in their warehouse, I think that's probably a plus for them. Gosh, it'd be cool if they'd come out with, like, another book, like another archives book. They had the one that was the costuming. Come out with more, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, they've got lots of different books. So because there's, like, the holidays, the Disney Studio lot was another one that they did. Lots. Maybe, there you go. Maybe there's another book in the works that we're going to hear announced as well.
They have a lot of cool stuff.
There's not going to be a shortage of books during this thing. So the other thing, too, while I was looking around, kind of digging more into what the panels are going to be through what they've now released with the schedule, lots of these panels are actually kind of revolving around different books that are coming out that might be debuting at the D23 Expo or have come out just before or will be coming out just after Expo. So there's going to be plenty of reading material for all of our fellow Disney crazed fans that love as much information that you can grab and get. The Directing Disney panel is with Pete Docter, and that's talking about his new book that's coming out. Same thing, there's another one with Bob Weiss has a book that's coming out that he's talking about. Actually, I was looking, the food panel, the Disney food panel that we were super excited about is because they're coming out with a book with Disney Parks foods. So lots and lots of different panels and reading that is revolving around content that's going to be coming to you, like to your home. So things that you can tangibly have, or like the Goofy movie documentary, something that you can stream and watch in your home. I think that's really exciting.
So I just took the moment to look in the D23 app, and they have a lot of stuff
There's
in
a
here.
ton.
And I have not looked at it yet.
You're going to need to take some time, because the cool thing about the app, for those of you that are going, is if you go through all of these things, you can see all of the different stores, you can see all the different places that have offers, you can see all of the different presentations that are happening on the Expo floor, as well as all the different presentations that are happening on all the different various stages. You can go around and you can favorite your things, so you can kind of work your way through it, filter it down, favorite it, so then you don't lose it, so that during the Expo, you can pull up your handy dandy app on your phone and sort through, so it's kind of already filtered. Because let me tell you, once you get to that Expo, it's pretty overwhelming with the amount of stuff.
And it'll send you like a little reminder.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
I'll have to go through and look at some of this, because we'll have to figure out. I'll go through the spreadsheet we made and try to like add some of those things that we're kind of interested in, to see if we can go stand by or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I'm curious what they're going to announce.
I'm trying not to get my hopes up, because all of my predictions that I felt would happen last time didn't. So I'm just going to go in a blank canvas. I have a couple of things that I'm pretty sure they'll talk about. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm just really excited to hear what things they're willing to share with us, because that's got to be hard too, being the company, like it's part of the creative process, right? A lot of things end up on the cutting room floor that I'm sure the people working on are crazy excited. They think they're going to happen, and then maybe for one reason or another, it just doesn't work out. Look at the e-ticket Avengers ride. The fact that it's been announced twice now as two variations of an attraction. We know it's going to be a big attraction. It's going to be a hit. But what it is going to be exactly, that's kind of morphed and changed over time. So it's just hard, because it's hard I would think it'd be hard to put on the presentation to announce these things until it's like a sure deal, because us Disney fans, we're hardcore. And so we kind of like hold on to these things like, but you said, that kind of thing. So I think it'd be hard to present these things when they're not a done deal.
I feel like COVID made them very cautious in announcing things, because they had announced so many things like for Epcot, and they had to like cut a lot of that.
That was really sad.
And I think that people were upset by this, and so it's hard. It doesn't look good when you're like, we're going to do all this cool stuff now. Luckily for them, like people understood like COVID, like everything in the world
Came
even
a
to
stop.
today, is still impacted by COVID in certain ways. But, like, let's say they announced in 2022, they announced something big, and now we're in 2024, and they haven't done anything with it. Like, there's not really an excuse for that. So it can be even more kind of depressing or sad or whatever. So, I don't know. One other thing that they could do that just dawned on me was Tom Sawyer Island. They could do something with Tom Sawyer Island because
does need a little TLC.
I just saw a report, I think it was on MyChat, was saying that like a lot of the caves and stuff are closed and you can't go up on the stage and all this other stuff, which I think is related to Murphy. But it would be kind of cool to like add a little bit of magic there, make it cool for people to go there again. Yeah. So
So lots of different things. We'll see. If you are on social media, please make sure you follow us on Instagram, and it's just at DL Weekly. Same thing on Facebook at DL Weekly. We'll be posting updates throughout the weekend, trying to kind of let you guys know how our experience is going. If there's any big, amazing breaking news, we'll try and share that with you guys as well. But yeah, we're just super excited about the whole. It's like it's the ultimate fan event, right? It already started, which is wild because they had D23 Day at the Angels Stadium happened on Sunday, and then there's also D23 at the Packing District, and then there's a movie, what is it, The Incredibles 20th anniversary movie screening put on by D23, and then D23 Day at the park.
Yeah, so the Packing District is Tuesday the 6th, so it's the day after we record this, because we're recording a day early because we have to leave early on Wednesday, flying out there.
It's also a certain producer's birthday tomorrow.
That too, yes. Vern, it's producer Vern's birthday. Make sure you send happy birthdays to him on Discord or wherever you see it. Yeah, like you said, there's the D23 Day on the 8th. Yeah, there's so much going on. They've really expanded it. I'm very excited to see what the Honda Center is going to be like, because that should be really, really cool. We're in the nosebleeds.
That's another thing that I just don't even know what to expect, because it's so different and so much more ginormous of a space than what they've had before. So who knows? Here, my original thought was there could be fireworks. Well, no, there's a it's not an open air stadium, so no, there can't be big fireworks like that. But yeah, you just never know. You just never know what kind of crazy, amazing things are going to do. And they've got the entire day to prep and stage for the evening event. So these could be wild.
I'm excited I feel like one of those things that sometimes people do, and I have no inside knowledge if this is going to happen or not, but it'd be really cool, is sometimes like they'll put stuff like taped to the bottom of your seat. Sure, so I'm like, I wonder if they're going to be like, look under your seat. Remember when they gave out the like Target gift cards or whatever? Yeah. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to do something like that. So we'll have to see. I'm excited for all of it. Anybody who ever sees Teresa at any of these things, she is like a ball of excitement and energy and whatever. Even like on the third day when you think like she'd be like worn out, nope, she's like a wind-up toy. So it's going to be very fun seeing Teresa very excited about all this stuff. There hasn't been anything that has stood out to me that I'm like, oh my gosh, super excited for, but that's because they haven't really announced any park stuff for me.
You just never know what it's going to be. That's the beautiful thing about these events, is you just don't know. Same thing like with the show floor. Even though I've been geeking out and have gotten so excited about the show floor stuff, I still don't know what it is. Like, I know that there's this big of a space devoted to this thing or that thing, but I don't know what's going to be inside of that space. Like the Imagineering Pavilion.
Yeah.
We have no idea what's going to be in there. That's going to be, I already know it's going to be one of our favorite things on the show floor, because it's always super cool.
It is.
Plus, you never know who you're going to see.
Very excited to see that there was like a sip and whatever in the like sip and shop.
Yeah, sip and shop. I can sip on Joffrey's coffee while shopping for books. Disney books. What could be better? There's the Pixar putt-putt, the little mini golf.
Which you just found out about.
Which I just found out about. Thank you, Show Map.
I'm going to have to look through this later.
So many cool things.
Yeah. So we'll see how it is. Like Teresa said before, if you are at the Expo and you see us, please come up and see us. We should be wearing DL Weekly stuff all weekend.
We have DL Weekly shirts we're wearing, so we should be recognizable with our DL Weekly swag.
Yeah, so stop by and say hi. Feel free if you want to grab a picture or something like that. We would be happy to meet you and talk to you. If you are going to be in Disneyland on the 8th for the D23 Day, Again, we'd be happy to see you. We have special things we give out to people who meet us in person. Of course, we have the meetup on Sunday, and then we're going to be in the parks Monday and Tuesday. So if you're in the parks those days and you see us, same thing. And we'll be heading home on Wednesday. So we're there Wednesday to Wednesday. We're looking forward to trying out Din Tai Fung while we're there.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to all the chaos of the weekend, going to the Lazy Dog Cafe and meeting some people, spending some time with Terry Hardin again. So it's going to be a very fun, tiring week, and we're going to need a vacation when we get back. But it's going to be a lot of fun, too.
Yes. We're looking forward to it.
And we hope to see some of you there. Well, it's that time again for our friend Eric over at Concierge to catch us up on other Disney news.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric Johnson with Concierge, and welcome to the D180. While Tig and Teresa cover all things Disneyland in the D180, we take a spin around the rest of the Disney universe, and we do it in 180 seconds. Let's jump right in. I spend a lot of time talking about the Disney Cruise Line's new ship, the Disney Treasure. What say we shake things up a bit this week and start our journey delving into some exciting new details about the next new ship, the Disney Destiny. We got a few huge info drops this week all about the various themes you will find on board. The main theme of the ship is heroes and villains. Kind of broad at first blush, but that's making for some interesting matchups. The biggest news coming from the theme is that villains classic, new, animated, and super will be regulars for the first time outside of Halloween parties. Keep an eye out for Maleficent, Dr. Facilier, Captain Hook, Bruno Madrigal, Loki, and several other interesting characters as you roam the decks. The shows, lounges, and restaurants are getting a bit of a shake-up too. The Destiny is the same ship model as the Treasure and the Wish, so expect a lot of the same style of spaces with new themes. Instead of a sing-along dinner in Arendelle, dine with Simba and his crew in a brand new Lion King show. You'll also find a new Pirates of the Caribbean themed pub and lounges themed after Doctor Strange and Black Panther. The Haunted Mansion Lounge will copy over from the Treasure, ensuring that more people can hang with those grim, grinning ghosts while they sip on wacky drinks. Take in some live music at the Piano Bar designed by Cruella de Vil herself. I can't wait to see what she does with the place. In case you're missing the heroes part of the theme, check out the ship's decorations. The stern of every Disney ship features a character, and this one will show off Spider-Man swinging in a location that frankly would be more difficult to swing around on than downtown New York City. Disney ships also feature a large statue in their main atrium. This ship honors the Black Panther striking a heroic pose in bronze. Moving from the statue everybody can see to the suite somewhat fewer will see, check out the concepts for the funnel suite on the Destiny. That's the multi-level, multi-roomed suite set literally in one of the ship's classic funnels. Look for this room to be themed after Iron Man and also to be the coolest place on the ship that isn't themed after the Haunted Mansion. Fans of the Aquamouse waterslide / attraction will see a new show pitting Mickey Mouse against some of those villains. This is the third ship featuring the water and video adventure, and like the others, it will have a completely different video theme. I love watching these different experiences, and I can't wait to see what they do with this one. In all, the Destiny will be a great compilation of new and slightly less new concepts that is sure to delight everybody in the family. I should perhaps mention that despite all of the information Disney threw our way this week, I would be lost without the talents of honorary concierge RGH, who summarized all this stuff for me. He says his generation are all in for the new themed concept, and I can't blame him. The Destiny is set to launch on its maiden voyage next November 2025. If you're interested in being on that maiden voyage, get ready to look for reservations starting in September this year. I hope you enjoyed our quick spin around the rest of the Disney universe. If you'd like to learn more about these Disney adventures or just have a few questions, please come on over. Visit the social media and websites of both DLWeekly and us, their official travel planners, concierge. We look forward to planning something special for you and yours. I'm Eric Johnson, and this has been your D180.
Thanks, Eric.
Looks like we're coming in for a landing, gang. But please stay listening until trivia comes to a stop.
then you can walk to the nearest exit. Thanks for listening to the 8th wonder of the world, DLWeekly.
Well, I am excited for the two of you to venture to D23, especially eager to hear how that Honda Center turns out. But I heard a distinct lack of trivia games in your plans, so I guess we'll have to fill the void with the answers for you this week, huh?
We will find out.
All right, so the first question I asked came from listener Michael F. When will the rededication time capsule be opened in California Adventure? I mean, Teg, you were pretty close with 25 years of the rededication, but it's the rededication, not the dedication. So June 15th, 2037 is when we'll look into that one.
So you were right. You talked yourself out of it.
I didn't know the year, though.
Yeah.
20 what now?
37.
Yeah.
37.
40, 50 years, a little too long. We get to see whatever concepts or trinkets that they have in there much sooner.
All right.
Question number 2 from Stacia S. in Disneyland's Hidden Mickeys 2020 edition book. How many hidden Mickeys are on Big Thunder Mountain? And feel free to explain them. Stacia has given me 3 hidden Mickeys. Much lower than your guess.
With 50.
Ooh.
Number 1 is an upside-down classic hidden Mickey formed out of round rust or stained circles that surround bullet holes on the back of a wooden standby entrance sign in front of the attraction. The Mickey circles are next to an ace of clubs nailed to the back of the sign. Number 2, as you start to climb the second hill, look to your left near the bottom of the hill for 3 gears that form a large upside-down classic Mickey. And number 3, on the right as you exit, 3 of the highest green lobes in a cactus garden usually form an oval classic Mickey.
Oh.
At times, other collections of those cactus lobes may also form more Mickeys, but yeah, not always.
All right.
So, yeah.
So you were way too many originally.
Until you talked yourself
Until you
down.
talked yourself out of it, then you were close. But you know what?
I know, I had to think. I'm like, wait, official hidden Mickeys versus... lots of things could be a hidden Mickey. It doesn't mean it's officially
Closest
one or
person
not.
without going over, we both went over.
You both went way over, yep.
Fail, we failed.
More than double.
Dang.
Question 3 from listener Abby B. There's a large Morton Bay fig tree, I should say, located near the entrance of Pirates of the Caribbean, donated by an oil company that has an oil pipe embedded in its roots that they were unable to remove when replanting it. What is leaning on the base of the tree as a nod to the pipe that's buried beneath it? Teresa, well done. It's an anchor.
Good job. I hitched my anchor to Teresa, so we're good.
And you didn't sink. It's amazing.
I know.
And our last question from listener Justin J. There are 3 cargo containers on top of Docking Bay 7. Well, 3 involved because one's been lowered into the restaurant. What numbers are on the containers? They are 77, 80, and 83, just as Tag described.
Good job, Tag.
80 is the one that has been lowered into the restaurant at this time.
Ooh.
So I feel like your confidence was well placed this week.
Yeah, that's right. You hear that, Teresa? Good place confidence.
50%, not bad.
I mean, it's better than we've done when we weren't confident, so I think it's working.
Yeah, so looking forward to carrying this one on. We're off of Trivia Land next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks, so you got 2 weeks to find some good questions for producer Vern and I to ask TNT. Just head on over to our website, dlweekly.net/trivia.
Well, we will be back next week with more Disneyland news and information.
Until then, go out and enjoy the parks, and we hope to see you there.
A special thank you to Sidel for editing the podcast.
Please remain seated until the podcast comes to a complete stop and the doors have opened. Then collect your belongings, watch your head, and step carefully from the episode. On behalf of all of our crew, thanks for traveling with us, and we hope you have a happy and memorable visit here at DL Weekly.
Cam found out that group chats between different phones aren't private.
Or encrypted.
Thank you. We only text in code.
Yes, which I created. I created a code.
Yes. Which can be a little annoying.
Wait, was that your attempt at the code?
You already forgot the code, didn't you?
I should have written it down.
The place to safely send messages between different devices. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Welcome to another round of Boardroom or Miro Board. Today we talk retrospectives with Agile coach Maria. Let's go. First question. You've spent 2 hours in a team retro, but the only input you've heard is Dave's. Boardroom or Miro Board?
Boardroom. In Miro, Dave can't hog the space because everyone can add thoughts anonymously, online, at the same time.
Correct. Next. You need the team to act on feedback fast, so you turn all those retro notes into Jira tasks instantly.
Miro all the way. And I can assign those tasks to teammates.
You're nailing this. Now, you see hundreds of sticky notes from the retro. A real mess. But you organize them into 5 themes in just seconds.
Miro, I basically get back an entire hour when I use its AI tools for clustering.
And she's done it.
Join over 60 million people running actually enjoyable and actionable retros in Miro. Get your first 3 boards free at Miro.com. That's MIRO.com.
Hey, it's Michelle Beadle. That's right, the Michelle Beadle. You're welcome. You love talking about sports. I love talking about sports. You know the only thing cooler than talking about sports? Sports! And right now, all your favorite sports are on Sirius XM. I'm talking every NFL game, every game from the NBA, NHL, MLB, every NASCAR race, golf major conference college sports, and all the top games in the WNBA. If it gets your heart pumping, it's on Sirius XM. To start your free trial of Sirius XM today, visit SiriusXM.com/believe.